It's iGold 2012. We're here in Springfield, Illinois, and there isn't iGold without Valinda Rowe of Illinois Carry. Valinda, last time we spoke, there were 2 states without concealed carry. Now there's 1, and we're in it.
Yes, we are.
How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, we were hoping we would not be the last state without some right to protect ourselves with a concealed carry law, but it looks like we've made that distinction. But we are so close to joining the rest of the country and becoming the 50th state to pass some form of license to carry.
Okay, now I appreciate your optimism,
Yes.
but you have a man named Mr. Rahm Emanuel who runs Chicago now,
Yes.
and it seems like for us outside of Illinois, who runs the state, when it comes to politics, you know, he wants an ammo tax, and he wants ammo registration. What is it like to have Rahm Emanuel run your state?
Well, you know, that's a difficult spot to be in, but we think it's a challenge we can meet because we've been in the city of Chicago, we've been meeting with the people in the city of Chicago, and they want this. And we're getting great support from people on the ground there and from the Chicago Police Department Sergeants Association, the Chicago Police Department Lieutenants Association. The Amalgamated Transit Union supports this. So the people in Chicago want this. So what is key to overcoming Rahm Emanuel and overcoming our Governor Quinn, who's vowed to veto a carry bill, is for those people to contact their legislators. This is an election year. They can be contacting their legislators and say, hey, you need to defend my right to protect myself and my family, and if you don't, I need to find somebody who can.
So right now we're standing in an empty Prairie Valley Convention Center. What do you expect to happen here? And these seats will be filled to the max. What will happen? What's the program, and what's the day like?
Well, the rally starts off at about 1:45 We have charter buses, 20 or 25 different charter buses from all over the state that are going to be converging on this place in about an hour or so. People are starting to pour in the door, and we're going to fill this up, and we're going to have the largest march for concealed carry this country has ever seen, right here in the heart of the country in Illinois, the last state left. And we're just going to sound the charge, and we're going to march to the Capitol, and we're going to get this done.
The State Treasurer, Dan Rutherford, affirms he is for concealed carry here in the state of Illinois.
We've had a tough time in the state of Illinois with some of the more liberal movements, let's call it. The Constitution of the United States is something that every one of us hold dear. The Second Amendment is one that I think is something that is as important as the rest of the parts of the Constitution. Keep the faith, keep working it. It may take us a while, but it's going to eventually come.
Hey, Pat Quinn!
Hey, hey, Pat Quinn!
Here we come again!
Here we come again!
Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now!
Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now!
Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now!
Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now!
All right, Valinda, we've been here before.
Been here before.
We are doing it. We're joined by Susanna Hupp also. We're at the front of the march here at iGold. You're making a special effort this year to make sure that women know about their rights and that they should have the right to conceal carry. And you had some great stories, and you shared some tragic stories, but some also heroic stories, like the ones that Susanna has experienced, both some women from Chicago, from Illinois. Why are you focusing so much on women this year?
Well, because the other states, when the concealed carry laws were passed, the legislators there have told us that when they were opposed to right to carry, and what changed their mind to support it was when the women in their districts came to them and said, we need the means to protect ourselves and our families. They couldn't look them in the eye and tell them no. And so we want women on the front lines of this because women are the most victimized by it.
There seems to be this year, some people were saying there's more cameras than ever, there's more people than ever, but the one thing I noticed, you know, you still have a sign that says 48 other states can't be wrong. That sign needs to be updated, but you still got a lot of work to do.
We do, and here we are, the last state left. And I think maybe that's why we have more cameras here more than ever, because the focus is on Illinois. We are the last remaining state that's holding out on this issue.
I'm going over to Susanna. Let me steal you for a second. What is it like for you to be in front of a march with so many people who feel like you do and who support you, your story especially, and support your efforts?
Well, I'd like to think that I'm supporting their efforts. It does my heart good to know that there are so many like-minded individuals. I mean, they've really had an uphill battle here in Illinois, and it's crazy that these legislators have been ignoring the Constitution, and that's what this is all about. I mean, they would never think about treating other amendments to the Constitution this way, or talking about local control for other amendments.
Well, it's amazing that you're here. As we turn the corner, the Capitol is right in front of us. Do you think that the people behind you in this march can get to that building and can make a difference?
I think it would be very difficult for legislators to completely ignore this group.
Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now! Concealed carry now!
All right, so we made it from the convention center here to the state capitol. Valinda, what's the plan?
Well, the plan is we're going to gather here around the rotunda and hopefully have our voices heard. We're going to take just a few short minutes to express how we want concealed carry now. And I'm not quite sure how we'll be received or whether we'll be run off or not. But we
There's a fear you'll be run off?
There is, a concern that, we might be making a disturbance. But it's going to be a peaceful, just a short 1 minute, having our voices heard. We bypassed the second floor where the governor's office is because he has vowed to veto whatever bill we get passed. So we've come on up to the third floor where the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate have their offices. So we're going to take just a few short minutes just to peaceably express our First Amendment right in support of our Second Amendment right.
Sea of gold out there when I walked out the Capitol. It's really a neat sight to see, and I think that that's a compliment to all of them, and I commend all of them for coming out in support of such a great cause. Currently, we have 2 concealed carry bills on the House floor. I'm chief co-sponsor on both of them. And last session we got more votes than ever before. We got the most votes in the history of the state with 68 votes. Normally a bill needs 60 votes to get out, but this bill, because it overrode home rule, was determined that it needed 68 votes and you know what? We'd have to get 71 anyway to override a governor's veto. So we got to 68. We fell 3 short, but we're not going to give up.
When you talk to your constituents and when they come to you today and when they talk to you in other times, even not iGold days, what do they say to you and what do you say back to them?
Same thing. We've got to pass concealed carry. I'm going to do everything I can. I will continue to argue on their behalf. We're trying to pick away at it, just trying to get individual members that we've done everything we can to doctor the bills to try to make it to where it will be acceptable to them. Just encourage them that I'm fighting for them, and I'll be the champion of their cause and glad to do so.
We're closer and closer to get concealed carry in the state of Illinois, closer we've ever been in the history. Wisconsin just did it, so we're the last state, and it's sad. And we need to get with the times, and just throwing the support today of all these people coming up. I can't tell you how much that means to us here at the General Assembly.
Where we began here at Illinois Gun Owners Lobby Day, iGold 2012, Springfield, Illinois. Started the day with Valinda Rowe. We have to end the day with Valinda Rowe. Valinda, you had a successful rally in here. You had a march that we have not seen. I've only done a few, but I have not seen this many people ever. You had speakers at the Capitol. You had a chant in the Capitol. You're breaking down now. You're getting ready for your after party. You've had a busy day. You've done a lot to get this going. How was the day for you?
Fantastic. It was just fantastic. The turnout that we had, the excitement, the enthusiasm, and the determination. I don't know, if you got to see it during the march or not, but the determination in those voices and on those faces is just unstoppable. And whenever we gathered inside the Capitol, people were serious. They were polite, and they were insistent that the legislators hear them, and they were intent. They're intent on getting this done.
You know, you talk about polite. This is a crowd and a group of people who are always the most polite, the most respectful. There was, you know, when you go to the Capitol, there's always lobbying groups, and today there were student pharmacists, and a woman walked by and heard the message and said, "Concealed carry," and went to her friend and said, "Not for me." And a woman with an Igold shirt walked by and said, "Why not? You know, why not?" And engaged her, and it didn't say, "What an idiot you are." You know, it's just engaged. Why can't we have this discussion? I mean, it's such a. This group is very impressive.
Yes, it is impressive. And on our way out, we always stop and thank Capitol Security because they do such a tremendous job of processing thousands upon thousands of people entering, you know, all over the Capitol. And they do a tremendous job of getting us in quickly, and they work with us so well. And that's what they say. They say, "Well, no, thank you. You know, because your group is fantastic. Everybody is polite, and we know that they're here. One of the few groups that are here not asking for money. We're not asking for money. We just want our rights. We just want our rights."
It wasn't a figment of my imagination. It was a giant crowd, correct?
It was a gigantic crowd. The turnout was just phenomenal. Just phenomenal, more than I expected.
So people want to find out more about Igold, Illinois Carry. What's the best way to find out more? People in-state, out-of-state, they want to find out. Because there's a lot of our listeners and our viewers who are very interested in Illinois and are very fortunate they have what they have in their states and see what they might have taken away one day in your state. So how can people just keep up on the issue here in Illinois?
Well, and also we have people contact me almost every day saying, "I'm going to be traveling through Illinois. How can I be legal?" And then I tell them, and they're just shocked. They're just astounded. So they can go, if they want to find out more about Igold, they can go to igold.isra.org, and the information will still be up there, and then we'll have updates. Probably there'll be photographs and video and stuff of what went on today. And then to keep up with what's going on, the isra.org website, Illinois State Rifle Association, and then illinoiscarry.com. They can go to our forums. We have on-running dialogue and discussions every day, all day. Well, it's 24/7. People are on there 24/7, and we're talking about the judicial cases that are in the courts trying to secure our rights, because we've got three fronts that we fight this on: the judicial front, the legislative front, and the election front. And they can go there to our discussion forums and follow all of those and what we're doing here in Illinois, and they can see right away how they can jump in and fight and help support this effort.
Well, I would add a fourth front, the PR front, and the public face of it.
Yes, the public face of it, and we're winning that. We've won that. We've won that. You know, everywhere I go, people are saying, you know, I had no idea that we were the only state left. There was a lady in Chicago just last week who said, "Well, I thought it was about 50-50. You know, half the states didn't, half the states didn't." And she was shocked that we are the only state left, 49-1. And they said, "There's got to be something wrong with that."
All right, so get in your time machine, go to Igold 2013. What does Illinois look like?
A celebration. How's that? A celebration. 2013 will be celebrating our rights being restored.
I hope you're right. We will bring the champagne and we will celebrate it on NRA News.
Yes, we'll have a party. We will.